Alright, I got results. If you want to pause the video and look at this stuff and not watch any of the cutting, that's fine. But the video is going to be kind of long and drawn out because there's a lot of switching around and, uh, trying to be as consistent as possible with my results. So, there you go. Alright, I think I'm going to do a little bit of saw testing. I don't have a whole lot of wood, but I did find a log outside of the gas station today. It looked like it fell off of someone's trailer, so I just picked it up out the road, and it looks like a piece of ash, so that should be a kind of a well-established metric among the people that are running chainsaws. I think that species of tree is all over the United States. So I just need to test run this 55. That's the one I built on the channel, had the cases split. It's nothing out of the ordinary has been done to it. It's got a base gasket delete, and as far as performance work goes, that is it. I haven't even thrown a timing wheel on it yet. So I wanted to test it out before I put a timing wheel on it, just to get a feel of how it's behaving in stock form. We have the 394. It's totally stock. It's like 28 years old. I imagine most of the components in it are original. I rebuilt the carburetor on it before I started putting videos of it up. Carburetor's acting right now. We have the 620 that I just built, and there was a comment about the 394 and 620. I ran them in a video kind of side by side, or one right after the other, and I think they wanted to see the 394 with an 8-pin versus the 620. Now, just for giggles, since I still have the 620 here, I haven't mailed it back to the guy that owns it yet. It doesn't take very long to swap a sprocket, so I'll put the sprocket on, put the 8-pin on it as well, just to see what happens. And then we have the Cajun built 372. I think I'll definitely run that one with the 8-pin because it is pretty spicy. So, sorry for the long introduction, but here we go. Before I get started, I decided that since this saw is so old, there could be some contention as to whether or not it's in good shape. So I'll do a compression test. It's cold, I can put my hand on the cylinder, on the muffler. I haven't run it today. I ran it yesterday. It's been about not quite 24 hours, but it's set for a little while. I can't hold the, well, I guess I can put it in a stand. I was going to say I can't hold the camera and pull on the starter at the same time. Excuse any mess that you witness in this garage. Trigger zip tied, it's set to not spark. The choke is in. We're looking at 0 on the gauge. So let's give it 10 pulls. See where we land. Valves out. After 10 pulls, you're pretty much just trying to fight it higher. it's not going to pick up much more than that. But 160 psi is probably, I mean, that's probably expected for a stock saw. I know like a 7310, I think, spec is like 107. They're super low stock because they run a massive squish. So now we know, hey, it's got a good carburetor. Hey, it's got good compression. There's no mechanical issues going on. It's a good, healthy piece of machinery. That's the 394 in live oak. This is ash. I don't know what species of ash it is, but it should cut a lot faster than the live oak. This is the 394 again. It's also a little smaller diameter, but I think that what I'm addressing here is a test based in small wood, so I don't think that really matters too much. That's the Echo wearing an 8-pin. Felt faster. I don't know if it actually was. And that's in the ash. Alright, Echo 8-pin live oak. I don't know if it picked up any speed there. I wasn't looking at RPM, I was just watching how it was cutting. Cajun 372 with an 8-pin and live oak. But we're running a piece of ash now. Now that it warmed up a little bit, it wanted a little more fuel. When I stopped it in that live oak cut, that was me. It's not built to be a long bar, you know, huge bar felon saw. It's just meant to be a real hot, high RPM runner. So with them big dogs that are on it, I can get carried away and stuff it in a cut sometimes, but it's a hoot to run, and something I'll never get rid of, because you know, you learned a lot from the guys on YouTube like Dino Joe. Briscoe puts out a lot of videos, but Cajun is ultimately the guy that taught me the most, and has influenced me most on the way that I build stuff. And after I visited him and got that saw and a few others off of him, that's when the stuff that I was putting together really started getting good. And I'm still getting better, but again, he has a tremendous amount to do with that, so that's something I'm really proud to own. That's a 55 Rancher. I'm gonna put one of the, it's got an aftermarket China carb on it right now, and it's adjusting really strangely, and it's melting the chain brake, so that's cool. Melting it pretty good. Whatever. I'm going to put the factory carb back on it because I rebuilt two of them. That thing, it's got a Farmer Tech top end. It's a stock rebuild with a base gasket. That's all it is. So now is when I start working all the bugs out of it, because that's the first time I cut with it. And I don't even see a reason to try and put it in the little bit of live oak I have left. If the easy stuff is kicking its butt, then you know, why even go there? The ash appears to be, yeah, it looks like the realm of 8 to 10 inches. This was, I think it was 12 inches across, short or long ways, I don't remember. But I know in one, like, average of the oak was about 12, so we'll call the ash, you know, 9 or 10. Here's the results for the video. Ran 394 with an 8-pin, 620 with an 8-pin, 372 with an 8-pin, and 55 a stock 325. The 394 only picked up a second in the oak. I didn't test it with a 8-pin, with a 7-pin in that ash log that I found today, but it ran 6 seconds with an 8-pin in the ash. The 620 ran, okay, so it gained a second, yeah, from 13 to 12. 620 ran 11 seconds in the oak again. That's the same as what it did yesterday. What does this tell you? It just means that that's got a broad power band, essentially. The 8-pin is going to load the saw more. So with your chain speed being the same, the only way to make the chain speed equal between these two is to lower RPM in the cut. So my thoughts is at that lower RPM, it's got the same usable power as it does at the higher RPM. So that's a good thing, that it didn't lose anything. In the ash log, it ran 6 seconds, and I did 2 cuts. These were also bigger cuts than what the 394 made. So sticking with the trend of with the 8-pin, it's still faster. I ran Cajun's 372 with an 8-pin. It pulled 8 seconds in that oak log. That is mighty, mighty impressive. The second one I scratched because I stuffed it, and then the third one was also an 8-second cut. In the ash log, it ran 4 seconds. The 55 was a stock saw. It's still got bugs to work out. That's the first time I ever ran it. It pulled 15 and 11 seconds in the ash log, which to me, it feels like a Echo CS400. Not gonna knock your socks off by any means, but it's a nice little saw. I do think it's got some bugs in it. I need to straighten those out. This will probably improve, but not by a significant margin, I believe. The chain I was running on the big saws was a stock Oregon EXL. It is new. All the cuts that this chain has made were in these 2 logs, that 2-foot section of live oak and the couple foot section of ash. So if you put a steel chain or a Husqvarna C83 on there, all these times should improve. Oregon is kind of known for having the slowest chain out of the big 3 chain manufacturers, but it's what I can get for a reasonable price. So that's what I'm running. And again, like I said, it's the slowest, so if you put something better on there, the times are going to be better themselves. So 620 didn't lose anything. 394 gained a second. 620 still holding its own against a 94cc saw. That is pretty cool. The 372 is blowing everything out of the water. That is to be expected. This saw is, in that oak, it's going to be happier with a 7-pin. It's pulling a lot of RPM and it's got a lot of power, but if you gear it down, it's just it's just much more user friendly. You can still probably make these times faster with a better chain, and it's still using the 8-pin, but like I said, it's just more user friendly with a 7-pin. And that's an operator issue, totally on my end, nothing to do with the builder. And we got bugs to work out. Sorry I'm repeating myself. I feel I'm in kind of rough shape right now. And I think I'm probably going to take a nap after all of this.